Hi, in this video I'm going to take you step by step how I created this scene with what you're going to present on the left with yourself on the right. I'm going to use just my laptop. I'm going to use one screen, not multiple screens. I'm going to use the laptop camera, even though at the end I'm going to switch just to show you the difference. The microphone, I have a good reasonable microphone. I would recommend to go beyond the laptop microphone. Anyway, it's a step by step. No skills required, one piece of software that's free, no investment. Enjoy the ride. Okay, so what you're seeing here is I'm recording this entire video using Zoom. So even though I have two screens, one screen is only for Zoom so that I can share the other screen and show you exactly what I'm doing. So the first thing is the important things about getting really high quality video. Light is important. You see that there's some good light. Actually, there's nothing more than the room light, even though I'm using LED lights, what's called daylight or 5000 K color temperature. I don't want to go too technical here. The camera I'm using right now is a DSLR, so this is good quality camera, but for this video, we're actually going to use the camera from the laptop, so I can show you what we can do then. The next part is, let's see, the sound. You do need to have good sound. Typically, the microphone inside of the PC is not great, but frankly, for about $10, $20, you can get a reasonable microphone that's either a lavalier, plugs into your laptop, or even a standalone microphone. I have a microphone here that's about $150 microphone. It's up to you. Good sound is important for video. The next part is content. Content is your content. You know, the content has to be interesting. The next part is the acting. This is your engagement, how engaging you are on screen. I can't do anything about that. And the final one is the production. And this is what I'm going to focus on. We are going to use a tool that's called OBS. It's open broadcaster software. It is free, completely free. There is a lot you can do with it, and I shoot a lot of videos on all kinds of cool things that you can do with it. But this time we're just going to show the basics, and I'm going to take you step by step. So everything is going to happen on the laptop screen. The other screen is just to have Zoom so I can record it, but everything is going to happen on the laptop screen, and you're going to see it as I do it. Okay, the first part is I'm going to need some good images. And so to have images, I would go to, let's say, you know what, I'm going to start another, no, we're going to start from here. So I'm going to go to a place called Pixabay. Pixabay is a great website for free. It does have some videos, it does have photos, images, and so on. So we're going to find an images, and really what I want is I want a brick wall. So it doesn't cost anything, and those are oh, good. I found some very good walls here from the beginning. So I like this one. And what we're going to do, you know, let's just look around for a little and see if there's anything else that I like a little more. Oh, you know what? This one looks good. Okay, we're going to take this wall. And it is, once again, a free download. You can see that I have not logged in to any account or anything. We're going to do free download. You'll see that the free download goes to a certain resolution. Higher than that, you're going to not have to pay, but just have an account. But you know what? We're going to shoot 1920 to 1080p. Either way, this is as far as Zoom will take you. So we're just going to download. I'm going to say that I'm not a robot. And when I download it, it's going to ask where. And I actually already have a directory called Pixabay on my computer. So I'm just going to save it here. Okay, we got our image. There are other places, other websites. So just to be fair, I'm going to show it. One is called Unsplash. So Unsplash is another website, again, with free images. Another one is Pexels. another one with images. There's one that I use that's called Envato Elements. The thing is, over there, I do have a subscription, so I'm not going to go there right now. Okay, so I downloaded an image that I'm going to use. Now what I'll do is I will actually open PowerPoint. So let's start with PowerPoint. I'll start with a new presentation. So let's first of all, I'm going to do a clean screen, and I'm going to put two rectangles. These rectangles are going to represent, so I'm going to be on the right in my video, and the image is going to be the, whatever I'm sharing is going to be on the left. So whether it's my PowerPoint or anything else. So think of this is a 16:9 ratio, which is exactly what the form factor of a 1920 by 1080 high definition image looks like. But I want to make sure that this image is actually compliant as well, because this is where I'm going to have later PowerPoint. So let's take a look at this. What I'm going to do is something very simple. I'm going to say, let's say 16 with, it's a little too big. So how about if we do it half? So I'm going to give it 8 inches wide. And if the 8 represents 16, then the 9 would be 4.5 high. So this is the same 16 form factor, 16:9 form factor. It is a little big, and what I want to do is probably put it up there. And so now I'm going to grab a corner while holding the Shift key. And what it does is it allows me to drag it while maintaining the same form factor. So I've done that. Now the image that's going to be next to it, that's going to be me, the image of me. And what I will do here is you can see that with PowerPoint, you can actually bring it to start at the top, the same level, and I'm going to bring it down to the top, to the bottom. Of course, I can move it and it doesn't have to be aligned. Now get ready. I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to change the color of these boxes. And the way I'm going to change the color, first of all, I'm going to do shape outline. We're just going to say no outline. Shape fill, I will choose a color. So let's go with more fill colors. And I need green, but I need pure green, the best green that green screen, that chroma key or ultra key can eliminate. And that's the color 0, 255, 0. This is what I would call a perfect green. Let's do the same thing to the other one. So first of all, shape outline, no outline. Again, no outline. And shape fill, this is the last color we used, so we're good with that. So I created those two rectangles. And now I'm going to right click on outside of those rectangles, and we're going to check format background. And for format background, once again, I'm going to do more colors. I'm going to do custom. And the color we're going to use now is 0, 0, 255, or in other words, perfect blue. Okay, this is going to be what my screen is going to look like, what my image is going to look like when I project. So what I will do is I will save it as not a PowerPoint, but I'm going to go down to PNG. So I'm saving it under PNG, which is a digital image file. And it seems to be still under video, so I didn't create a new one. OBS Zoom under videos. So we have created that, and now we have that image as well. Next part, I'm going to do one more thing with this PowerPoint. Let's create a new slide. And in this slide, I'm going to bring a logo, okay? Or, you know, I can use a logo. I will, in this case, I will just do something else. Let's do this. I'm going to write my name, Yoram. Let's make it a little bigger. Okay, bigger is better. And here's what I'll do. I'm going to give it an outline. Okay, so we're gonna do black outline. I'm actually not too happy with the width of the outline, so we're gonna do a thicker outline. That's an outline that I like. We're gonna make this bold. We're going to center it. And then the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to copy this. And when I copy this, I'm going to make a Solomon as well. Let's make sure that they're aligned. Solomon, of course, we need to make it wider. But with the Solomon, here's what I will do. I'll keep the outline, but I'm going to fill it with black, and I'm going to change the text to white. So now I created this. Let me highlight all of this, Control C, and then right click, but under paste, I'm going to paste it as a picture. So now I pasted it as a picture. This is an image now. This is not something that's editable. Right click on it again, and I'm going to do, after I right clicked, save as picture. So I'm going to save as picture, and guess what? We're going to look to this file that this folder that I just created, OBS Zoom, and we're going to call it OBS Zoom logo. Okay, now we actually have a file that would be our logo as I move forward. And the file or the website that I'm going to is obsproject.com. OBS, I'm sorry, it went all the way to something inside of that site because of the last time I did that. OBS Studio or obsproject.com. This is where you get that software that's called OBS. I'm using Windows. Everything I'm showing today is by using Windows. So you go to Windows and you download it. I've already downloaded it, so it's already working for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open OBS, and you can see right here at the bottom that OBS is open, is available. So I'm going to click on OBS, and OBS now is running. This is what OBS looks like when it's completely clean. There's nothing here. There's only one scene. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a scene that I'm going to call it camera, that scene. So let's right click on it, rename, and I'll actually call it laptop camera. Okay, so we have a scene. Let's add a source to that scene, and the source is going to be the camera. So I'm going to find a video capture device. Here's the video capture device. I don't have anything existing, so I'm creating new, and I'll call it laptop camera source. I don't want to call it the same name as the scene because, I don't know, maybe I'll confuse the scene. Okay, I opened it. Now, this is actually the camera that I'm using right now. This is a high quality camera, but I want to show you how we're going to do that with the integrated camera that's already in the piece, in the laptop. So here it is, integrated camera. This is what you see. It's not as good as the other camera, but it's good for now. So I accepted it. Now, because the resolution of that camera is smaller, it's 720, what I'm going to have to do is make it bigger. And I'm going to make it bigger and kind of center it and say, you know what? This is what my image is going to look like. Talking to you. This is what my image is going to look like in this camera. Now, I'm not going to do a chroma key here. We are actually, you know what? Why not? Let's do chroma key. So on this camera, on this source, I'm going to click on filters. There is no filter. I'm going to add an effect filter plus, and the one I'm going to choose is chroma key. What do we call it? Chroma key is a good name for it. Actually, this looks pretty good. I mean, it took out green pretty good. I can see some here, but you know what? Since my image is going to be in kind of a standing narrow rectangle, then maybe this should not bother me too much. So let's just say we're going to close it, and we're going to be happy with it. This is now what my camera looks like. And this was what it's going to look like in the image. Let's see. So we have this scene, and this scene is called laptop camera. Let's see what else we're going to do. We're going to create another scene. And this scene I'm going to call background. Our next scene, there are no sources in this scene. The first source that I'm going to bring in is going to come from Pixabay. So we're going to look for an image, not media source, but image. So image, and we're going to call it wall. Okay, browse, let's find it. You remember where I saved it? Even if you don't, it's not going to be very helpful because you can't answer me because this video is already recorded. And we're going to look through some of the images that I have here. And I think that by name, it actually started with the name wall. So let's find wall here. By the way, if you don't have green screen, then here's the image that we chose. You're just going to have whatever background you have, a natural background that you have. So here is our image. I like this image. This is going to be the image that we're going to use. So I'm going to accept it, but I'm going to do one more thing on top of it. And so here's what I will do. I will add one more element, add another image. So let's take this image, and this image is going to be called blue green. Okay, you remember that we created blue green before, and I am back to OBS Zoom, and yes, I got it this time. I don't know why I didn't get it before. So for now, I'm going to do okay. And here's what happens. This thing, there is an order of layers. So the lower layer is the wall. The upper layer is the blue-green. But the blue-green blocks everything. Here's what I will do. I'm highlighting blue-green. I'm clicking on filters. And I'm adding a filter that's called chroma key. We're going to say yes. The default is we're going to choose green. We're going to eliminate the green. If we do accept eliminating the green, what will happen when I close is that through those greens, you're going to see the wall, which is exactly the opposite of what I wanted to do. So I'm going to go back to the filters, and in chroma key, instead of green, I'm just going to say blue because we have remember, a perfect blue. If we did not have a perfect blue, I could actually go to custom and choose exactly what color I use there, but I'm good with blue. So I'm going to close it now. Look at what I have now. I have the background and I have the two triangles. This is exactly what I want to achieve from this background. Next part is we're going to create our main scene. So let's create, I'm going to call this scene production. So this is going to be our production scene. So we have a production scene. It is empty. Let's start adding sources to it. So the first source I'm going to add is going to be some content. And you know what? For content, what I will do is I will use, let's just decide what, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not adding another scene. I want to add a source, and the source is going to be window capture, and our window capture is going to be PowerPoint, for example, because this is typically what you will do. Let's open it. We're opening it. We will just, I don't want to spend all the time on it. We will just keep it at that. Okay, so this is source number one. The next source I want to bring is my camera. So if you remember, we created a laptop camera scene, and we're going to bring it in as a sub scene. So what does a sub scene look like? You bring it in as a scene. We have already created there. We already have something that's existing. Let's take the laptop camera and bring it in here. It became something that's on the top. Now the order is going to start being important, but we'll get there. The second one is I'm going to bring the other scene, which is the background that we have created. So now we have all of them. Let's see what is the order. I want the laptop camera to be in the bottom. I want the PowerPoint to be on top of it. So our laptop camera, you know what? With these little eye icons, you can shut things down. So let's start. We are highlighting this, and I'm going to say, you know, we're going to need it to be a little smaller. I'm kind of trying to remember what is the size of the screen that we have, and we will soon see if they work well. PowerPoint, I want it to be bigger, but not going over me. So how about PowerPoint? How about if we bring it just about like here? I think this would be just about the right size. I would actually rather err on making it smaller. Let's do the laptop camera smaller as well, and then enlarge it later. Okay, so we got it there. Next part is, let's take the background. Background is up. Whoops, as soon as the background is up, we can't see anything. But guess what? We can put another filter on top of it, plus chroma key. We can call it chroma key. And as a default, it eliminated the green, which is fine. Get ready, it's about to happen. We're gonna close, and we got two windows. I am in a window. My other screen is in a window. So let's take the PowerPoint and just make it fit the window. I can do that by dragging it with the mouse or by using the keyboard as well, the arrows on the keyboard. So at this point, I will just drag it with the mouse. There we go. I think this is good. Let's highlight the camera and say, okay, highlight the camera and drag it and make myself look a little bigger and take the entire, not the entire screen, but a good enough part of that screen. Okay, excellent. So this is what we have right now. I can do one more thing. I can add another source, and you'll see what, I'm not sure what color source is. Let's try and add color source. I guess it just select color. So let's select a color for my background, and what color would I like? Dark blue looks pretty good at this point. So I'm going to say okay. Okay, guess what? Everything turns blue. Why? Because color source is at the top. Let's bring it to the bottom. And what happens is, because there are free areas because of the chroma key around my camera, then blue became something that's back here. But you can also see it back here just a little. I think that I can actually take this PowerPoint and make it a little bigger so that it would occupy the entire thing. Okay, one more thing that we're going to do, plus let's add one more image. And that image is going to be, it's going to be a new one. We're going to call it logo. And for logo, let's bring in that image that I created for you. This one, the logo, we're going to bring it in here. You notice that whatever was transparent, but whatever is white is white. And when we bring it here, it came all the way to the top. We can drag it to wherever we want. And let's say that we're going to put it here, maybe make it a little bigger. I would not recommend putting it anywhere to the left, because if you put it to the left, this is where your name appears on Zoom. So I'm going to leave it just like this. Okay, look at what we have created. Now, what did we use? We used the laptop camera. I'm actually going to do something else right now, and that is I am going into Zoom, and on Zoom, I'm changing my camera from, you can't see it because I'm doing it on another screen, but I'm changing my camera from being the this D3500 DSLR camera. I'm changing it to actually being what's coming out of OBS. You know what? Just before I do that, I'll go back to OBS and click on Start Virtual Camera. Now OBS is running. Now OBS is actually putting an output. And if I go to the video selection, I have OBS camera as, OBS Virtual Camera is one of them. And as soon as I click that, this is what you get. At this point, I'm going to stop sharing. And when I stop sharing, you're going to see that this is what the image looks like. Now, one thing you can see here immediately is that the quality of the camera is not great. That is the camera that comes with your laptop. This is pretty much as good as it gets with a laptop camera. So, of course, if what I did here is instead of the laptop camera, I brought my other camera. So we'll go to visual capture, and we're going to call it D3500. That's the camera that I have. And this time we're going to select this camera. We're even going to put, I'm saying okay. I am even going to put a filter, a chroma key filter. You can see that my green screen is nothing to write home about. This is a $20 green screen, not more than that, maybe not even that. So we're going to put chroma key. We're going to say okay. Heck, did pretty good job with it as is. I'm going to close it. You can see that I appear there twice simply because laptop camera is still on. But if we close this and we go back to production, what do you think about this now? You can see that I can show you what I'm doing. I can move to different screens and so on. And that's how it's done. There are a lot of other things that you can do with it, but look at how simple this was. Just look at the quality of the image that you get. I hope this was helpful. Again, initially we used the laptop camera, but the laptop camera is really not very good quality. So I switched eventually to my DSLR. But you know, every webcam, any webcam would work here. I would even say that you don't even need a high definition webcam. A 720p webcam would be enough. And now we're talking a $20 camera. I did use green screen. You don't have to use green screen if you have any other background. Just, you know, if your natural background is good enough. You do notice that I have good lighting. Lighting is important. And you do notice that I have a good microphone. That's it. That's how I did that. We spent no money today, and I did everything using just one screen. The second screen I only used for demonstrating it for Zoom and to capture it. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Be safe, be good. There are a lot more things that you can do with OBS over Zoom or any other platform. I also use Stream Deck. And if you watch any of my other videos on tech tips for speakers, you will see how I change scenes and move around and do more things, give you the ability to see another camera, even change to a scene that looks like this. Or others. I'm going to show you. I actually am already showing them in some of my other videos. So just go check out my Tech Tips for Speakers playlist on YouTube. If this video was helpful to you, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you will get notified whenever I release another video like this, because I do it about once a week. Also, go ahead and check my Tech Tips for Speakers playlist so you'll see the videos that I already have recorded. And may trust be with you.